It's all very exciting. All very exciting. Let's make that video a little bit bigger, shall we, Lisa? Then we can look at ourselves in our full Technicolor glory, and we're going to check on it just to see. Yeah. We're going to see if it's coming through on here. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, there's one person. Hello.
Hey.
Whoever you are.
I think we are going live.
Who is it?
That's probably me.
Is it? Yeah, it is. two. Hello.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, looks like we're going live. Let's see if we can get on here.
It's happening.
It's all happening.
Ooh,
It's all happening.
Well, hello. Welcome.
Well, hello, welcome to you. I'd like to make a very special welcome to our special guest today. Shelby Sobey,
Yeah.
in the room. Lisa, come and say hello.
We're back on Chubby Soapy, aren't we? From
Yeah.
yesterday.
Chub Club starts again proper really soon. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that today.
No.
We're here to talk about promoting good mental health and emotional well-being through physical fitness and holistic wholeness. With me, Dan Sobey, and you,
Lisa Soapy.
Lisa Sobey. So, I'm assuming everyone knows who we are, but in a very brief one sentence, Lisa, could you tell the boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, the folks at home a little bit about you with regards to your health, fitness, well-being, wellness
Ooh.
journey? Oh,
You could have prompted me.
oh, yeah, but then it would be live, wouldn't it?
I would be
It
like.
would be live. Do you want to think about it, and I'll do mine first?
Go on, you do yours.
Okay, well, good afternoon, welcome. So my name's Dan Sobey, and I've been involved with health, well-being, fitness, exercise all of my life. Since being a small child, I was always running around, even though I had a bad leg and spent time in hospital. Even though as a teenager I had physio, blah, blah, blah. So I've experienced really good health and fitness, and I've also had a few episodes when not. So most people would know me as a fitness instructor, personal trainer, martial arts instructor. I also teach yoga, but I'm also a life coach, and I've got a piece of paper that says I've got a diploma. I'm a dipstick. So I've got a diploma in health and well-being. I've got a diploma in holistic life coaching. So done lots of mindset training, lots of mind stuff. So as a result, I'm not just a fitness trainer, and very much today what we're talking about is the holistic package. So that's me in a nutshell. And Lisa, would you?
Well, for me, I haven't been involved with health and fitness all my life. I got involved when I was about 19, I guess. I was really lonely. I moved to another city. I moved to Bristol with a boyfriend.
What?
And I was very lonely. So I joined a women's health gym and got hooked on meeting other people. It was good for my, because I was, like I said, I was very, very lonely. Didn't have any friends, so I made friends in the gym, and that was good for my holistic health, good for my body, good for my mind, and good for the social aspects. So I only got involved then, really, 19, and then I thought, you know what, I can do this.
Yeah.
I've always been a bit of an extrovert, always been a bit
Really?
mental. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that.
No. So I decided to train when I was 25 years old. So I've been doing this for 25 years now, and I love it. I live it, I breathe it, and it's just part of me. I can't imagine doing anything other than this job. I feel very fortunate, very lucky. We're very lucky for all those participants that come to our classes and that we help. And we do get a lot of positive feedback that, you know what, gives you a little bit of a perk, doesn't it?
Yeah.
To know that
Sure
we're
does.
helping people, especially in isolation. We've got a huge amount of people that come to our classes, be it online, and we've had a lot of feedback saying it's really helping them in the mental way as well as the physical way. So that makes me get up in the morning.
Yeah, well, and that's really why we've put this webinar together, because we've obviously got the online and offline fitness that we've done prior to lockdown and obviously during lockdown. But really there's so much more to the benefits of physical activity than just pumping iron and looking good. So today we're all about promoting good mental health, emotional well-being through physical fitness and holistic wellness. So what does all that mean? So I thought what we'd do really to start with with this next bit, is just to break down some of the terminology, because health is definitely the first one, promoting mental health. But let's just take that word health and just ask yourself right now, what does health mean to you? And if you're watching us live and you want to put a comment, ask a question, then please do, and we'll endeavour to answer it. But what does health mean to you, Lisa? What does health mean to you?
It means everything.
Yeah.
It means health is wealth. It is by keeping fit, by keeping strong, by sorting out my mental anxiety when I'm going, especially at the minute where I'm going a little bit loopy of being in this house, because we're sticking to the rules, folks.
Yeah.
We're sticking to us four, and yeah, it's hard. I find it hard, but when I taught a class or when I'm preparing my choreography or my routine for my class, it's helping me out.
Yeah, big time. Well, health is all about the state of something. So if we talked about the health of the economy, we go, what is the state of the economy? If we're talking about the physical health of your body, what is the state of your body? And really what we're talking about in this little segment is promoting good mental health. So what is the state of your mentalness capacity at the moment? And I don't just mean, well, we're not just talking about the brain function, but also what it rolls into, which is our emotional sort of feelings. So mental health is obviously the state of your mind, and the mind obviously isn't just your brain, it encompasses the whole of your body. So mental health is the state of your mind, and like Lisa just said, at the moment, especially in lockdown, we're all getting a little bit antsy, a little bit agitated,
Bit fed up. Same old Groundhog Day.
Bit argumentative sometimes, are they? So definitely mental health has a knock on to our emotional well-being. And if we take that word well-being, well, how well do you feel? What is the wellness of your being at the moment? And of course, that mental health is going to have a knock-on effect to that massively. So if we just take the idea of feelings for a second, and at one end of the scale we've got emotional feelings, and at the other end of the scale we've got physical sensations. So when Lisa walks into the room, I start to jump with joy. Okay, so at one end of the scale, that's true. At one end of the scale, I've got that emotional feeling of joy, of happiness, of excitement to see her.
Really? Yeah. After 18 years.
Even after 18 years. And at the other end of the scale, as a physical representation, I start to jump up and down. Let me tell you, folks, sometimes after we've had a little bit of an argument, which is never Lisa's fault, by the way, maybe Lisa walks into the room and all of a sudden, that emotional feeling of joy is maybe changed to an emotional feeling of anger, and check it out, my shoulders start to get, I never really ball up my fists, but you can see that there's that relationship between that emotional feeling at one end of the scale, and at the other end of the scale is that physical sensation. Is that right, Lisa? Do you understand that? Well,
He was sat in the garden this morning.
He won't drink my coffee.
I did.
Well, it wasn't hiding. I was preparing. I was preparing for the impending sense of thing. Anyway, so emotions are, or feelings are emotional sensations at one end of the scale, and they are physical feelings at the other end of the scale. At least can you grasp that? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So all of a sudden we're recognising that our mental health and our emotional well-being can be linked, or are linked actually, and we can promote good emotional and mental wellness through physical activity, physical fitness. Lisa, give some examples of some physical fitness, if you could, please.
What, by doing a class?
Oh, by doing a class, yeah.
Yeah, by joining us for a class, or getting on your bike.
Absolutely.
Or go for a good family walk.
Oh, we love a good family walk.
Our kids need it. So
Yeah,
we take them out,
They do.
and they're all antsy, and they don't want to go. No, go without us. And then afterwards,
Yeah, and they're loving it actually.
I won't
Alright.
go that far.
Well, they appreciate the benefits.
Yeah.
Okay, and that leads us into the last sort of segment, which is holistic wellness. Holistic wellness. Now, when I talk about holistic, I'm not talking about some kind of wishy-washy woo-woo type stuff. Actually, holistic should be W-H-O-L-E, holistic wellness, because it encapsulates the whole of you, the whole of your being. So mental health, emotional well-being, physical fitness, and holistic wellness. That is very much the crux and the fundamental stuff that we are working through, working on. How do we do that? Well, I've got this thing here. This is called the Wheel of Life, and you've probably seen this before, and this is a very, very, very simple version. And what we've done is we've taken the whole of our life and we split it into 3 segments. Now, the 3 segments that most people, most of the time, have some dreams, goals, thoughts, worries, aspirations on are either health, wealth, or relationships. Okay? Now, the real proper Wheel of Life that we normally use is a bit more detailed than that. Okay, but for this one, because I'm talking to myself really, I'm going to keep it nice and simple. So I like simplicity. Okay, so all I've done is I've taken this wheel, split it into 3 parts: health, wealth, relationships, and this just gives us a starting point. So I'm going to give myself a value between 0 to 10 of how good my health, wealth, and relationships are at the moment. Okay, all right.
Right.
Now, 0 is rubbish. 0 is absolutely rubbish, and 10 is amazing. Now, it's very, very, very unlikely to be at a 10, except unless you live with someone like Lisa, in which case you're definitely going to be a 10. Okay. All right. So the way it works is you go, right, well, I'm going to imagine an average, normal 42-year-old in my mind, and how does my health compare to what I envision an average 42-year-old? So if I start off with a point of 5, and I think, well, you know what, I'm a little bit healthier than most people my age, so I'm going to maybe give myself a 6. Or if I smoke a lot, if I drink a lot, if I'm overweight, then you're going to give yourself a score a little bit less. Does that make sense, Lisa?
It does.
Okay, right. So I'm going to give myself a value of, I've done it here, 8, because my health's pretty good.
Yeah, it's very
Okay,
good.
pretty good. All right. Now,
Why not higher? I would say you're higher than that.
well, this is
You're
just
really fit.
this is just for the purpose of this.
Okay.
Okay. All right. But yeah, I could probably go a little higher. I'm going to move on to wealth.
Right.
Wealth. Now, same kind of scenario.
2.
I'm going to picture lockdown comes in. All of
Oh,
a
yeah.
sudden, I earn nothing. I earn nothing because I'm self-employed. I earn nothing. But so 5 would be in the. Am I going to be lower than that? Am I going to be higher than that? Da-da-da-da-da. Fortunately,
Very blessed.
I'm very blessed because I had a grandmother who told me to save money. So as a result, I'm quite good at finding money away, as is Lisa. She's always finding £5 notes in my
Yeah,
pockets.
you find money everywhere. Dan finds money all the time.
So I've been living off of the £10 notes I keep finding in my shorts. You know? Okay, but we are in lockdown, so I'm going to give myself a score of 4, which is a little bit lower than maybe I would like on a normal day. Okay, so
All we're buying is food.
all we're buying is food. Okay, no hair
Have
products.
you looked in our fridge?
No hair products.
Not a lot of that.
All right, so that's I'm going to give myself a 4, and then relationships
Ooh,
is a 3rd part. Now, fortunately, I'm married to an angel.
that's it.
I
Married.
live in a
Married
family
couples.
of angels. Okay, and the only time there's any problem is because of me. So therefore, right. So for the purpose of this illustration, I'm going to give myself a value of 6, which is better than average. Could be better. There's always room for improvement. 6. So what I've done is I've taken my wheel right there. Okay, and I've coloured it in. This, can you see that? And I'll show you that to the boys and girls at home. There's my wheel. All right, my wheel. That's it, as in my wheel of life, not my wheel as if I pop my clogs. I've just got to say as well before I go any further. I've been watching all these videos recently, or of politicians being interviewed. You've got their books, you know, so there's our bookshelf. Okay, although it's probably unlikely that they're going to have the fighting spirit of Bruce Lee on there, or the Book of Stones, or I did see another good one there earlier. Oh, Amsterdam, that's a good one. Anyway, so that's the wheel of life for me at the moment. Now, if I was to get a pair of scissors and cut that out, look how I've done this, that is my wheel at the moment. And if I was to roll that wheel, so if I'm going to use this, okay, you would see that my wheel
Imbalance.
is very imbalanced. Okay, so we just do that again. So see how it rolls very imbalanced. See that? It's taken me-
Technical.
very good. See, we're all about arts and crafts around here. Okay, so is the holistic nature or the wholeness, WHOLE, of my life balanced or imbalanced?
Imbalanced.
Imbalanced.
Yeah.
What are we going to do about it?
Can't really do a great deal.
Can we do it? Why not? Why not?
Because we're in isolation.
Okay, well that is a
That's
point
a
of
massive
view.
factor.
That is a point of view for sure. Okay,
Can't make
But-
the gyms open.
we can. Okay, well okay, well let's stick with that one for a second. We can't open up the gyms, but what can we do?
Well, we're doing it.
We're doing it, folks. We're doing it. We're online teaching classes, whether it's in a one-to-one, small group, big group environment. Other options are out in the great wide world now. Luckily, at the moment, we've got some good weather, and we, especially here in Plymouth and in Devon,
We're
we live in
blessed.
a lovely part of the world where you can get out the front door and you can walk anywhere, or you could jump in the car and in a real short drive get to some beautiful country spots, right? So there's always an option. All you got to do is switch your perception, your mindset around, because luckily I've got someone here who's really good at helping me identify the problems, and then we have to work out the solutions. Now, as coaches, we've seen hundreds, thousands actually, of people walking into the gym who are out of shape, overweight, pretty useless actually. And
I
then,
wouldn't say useless. They just feel useless.
okay, well their perception of themselves is they feel useless.
Yeah.
Really, is that okay?
That's better.
And then that same person, within a relatively short space of time, whether
Is
weeks,
useful.
months, years, they have transformed into a finely tuned athletic machine. So what they've done is they've taken all of those preconceived or perceptions that they've got and they've chucked them out the window for whatever reason. But what they've done is they've taken ownership and they've done something about it. Is that,
Yeah.
you happy with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, walking through the door is the first step anyway.
Of course it is, of course it is. But as coaches, we recognise that anyone that walks into the gym who's got a body is an athlete. Maybe not right there and then, but they've got the potential. And in the same way, if you've got a rubbish bank account, if you've got a crappy job, if you've got a rubbish relationship, any of those things, we can definitely turn things around and help. I'm hoping, because I want to improve on my relationships, because mine's are rubbish. Huh? As is my wealth, as is my health. But you can always improve on it. And I'm just using that as an example, okay? Because actually, I feel really lucky that I have got a great relationship, but we've had to work on it, right?
Yeah.
And for a whole host of reasons. We've got kids, we've got the normal trials and tribulations of everyday life, especially at the moment when we're living in lockdown UK, lockdown world. It's very, very difficult, and that can really get into your mental health and mess things up. All right, but underpinning all of the, okay, so let's just rewind a second. And if I come back to my little wheel of life, which is quite imbalanced, what I can do is I can look at one of those areas that's really good. So for me, health is really good. So I can look at that and I can go, right, what are my habits in that area that make it so good?
We haven't got any habits. That's what makes it really good.
well,
You don't
that's
drink.
okay.
You don't smoke.
Okay, so what Lisa's done right there is she's picked up on bad habits, and that's habits that aren't in line with what the goals are. So similarly, what habits are good habits that have made my health so good? Well, one of them is every day, in every way, I like to be active. Whether I'm teaching a yoga class, whether I'm going for a cycle and falling off my bike, whether I'm doing something, walking, I'm doing something that is putting effort and attention on my intention of being healthy. And likewise, if I take some of those habits and I transfer them into the wealth side, okay, so maybe one of my good habits, I would say, for health is, like Lisa said, is I'm quite strict on what I consume and drink, and therefore I don't
You
drink
don't like
alcohol.
it.
I don't like it. So I've got a mindset that says I don't like X, Y, and Z. So if I can translate that into the wealth side or into the relationship side of my life, then there's a good chance of improving that value. Does that make sense? All right. Now, we're taking it today, or keeping it today, on mental health, actually, and emotional well-being. And the two big things that upset us, I guess, is depression and anxiety. And at the moment, there's a lot of depression and anxiety in the world, especially anxiety. What's the difference? Lisa, what would you say the difference is between depression and anxiety?
Well, I would say anxiety is something that's there that you can change pretty quick.
Yeah.
whereas the depression side is something that's more ingrained. Yeah.
Okay. So, well, the way I always view it is depression is what's happened back along,
Yeah.
and it puts you in a bad mindset. So depression is normally from something that's happened from yesterday. And it could be literally yesterday, and you feel pretty
You
glum
just feel glum.
because you've had an argument with someone, or you've had an unexpected bill, or the pedal on your bike fell off, something like that. And that can put you into that glumness, which if you don't address can then turn into a proper depression. And anxiety is when you're anxious about what's going to happen. So in a way, depression is what has happened and you're still holding on to it, and anxiety is about what's going to happen and you're kind of
Worried
expecting
about it.
Okay, well that's the great word right there, worry. So whether it's anxiety or whether it's depression, there's an element of worry in there. What is it that you're worrying about? Now, some people just have a natural disposition where they are natural worriers, okay? They wake up in the night, they wake up their partner and they go, I'm really worried. What about? I can't remember. So then they worry about what they're worrying about, what they've forgotten. And this can get out of hand, okay? Some people don't worry. They live their life as free as a butterfly and they've got nothing to worry about. And that's very, very rare and it's very, very lucky. But there's a reason they can get into that. And part of it is because of genetics, biology. It's the natural chemistry of their brain. Some people are able to do it through meditation and exercise. Some people are able to do it through medication and therapy. And the one we're really big fans of is the exercise and the meditation. How does that work? Well, when you exercise, your body naturally produces endorphins. So anything with an in or an INE at the end of it comes from the thyroid, and there's lots of antidepressants and anti-anxiety drugs that have an INE at the end of it. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but it doesn't matter. And your body naturally produces those things when you exercise. And there's loads of evidence that supports those people that suffer with mild and even moderate prolonged chronic depression and anxiety massively benefit from doing exercise, and they get all the benefits from exercise that you would get from those sort of prescription drugs without the side effects. And that has a positive knock-on effect to the state of your body because you're not pumping in some kind of chemical. Does that make sense, Lisa? So really, twofold. When you're exercising, your body is naturally producing these endorphins. But secondly, and probably even more importantly, you're able to get right into the moment. So let's just say, for example, you're on your bike, you're outside, and you feel free. You are living in the minute. You are climbing up that hill. You're bombing down the hill. You're going through the woods. And all of a sudden, the depression, where you're worrying about what happened yesterday, or the anxiety about what is going to happen tomorrow, they get ignored, forgotten, don't
Even
worry
for that
about it.
moment.
And in that moment, you're living in the moment. Okay? Remember we said right at the start that emotions are real things, and they exist in the emotional world and they also exist in the physical world. And what sits right in the middle is your mental perception or perspective of that. And you can change that perception, that perspective, by literally changing your mind. And it doesn't mean you're being hypocritical, it means you're deciding to do something about it. And like, if you decided today that you wanted to be able to run a marathon and you've never done any running in your life, your mind would go, you can't do that, and it'd be quite right. However, little by little, you can change it to a mindset where you go, I can do that, and now my body has been training and working towards it. So these things work in comparison, and that's really where Chubby Soby comes in, because that's all about the body and the mind transformation that we're big fans of. So folks, mental health is huge, emotional well-being is really important, physical fitness underpins things to give us that holistic feeling of wellness. Alright, so that kind of brings us to the end of where we're at today. Anything you'd like to say, Lisa?
No.
Okay, well listen, thanks ever so much for getting involved. We've got a couple of deals on it at the minute. We've got a few books which are on Amazon, so you can type it on in, Dan or Lisa Soby, and it goes through to that. And we've got a bit of a deal going on in it. So one of our books is promoting, well, exactly what the title of this is, promoting good mental health and emotional well-being through physical fitness. So that book normally I think is $7.99 or $8.99. We've dropped it down to $3.99, and in that is some eating plans. There's some embedded exercises, and there's just some good tips and hints. And also we've got the spring cleanup, which we put into a 5-part ebook. So again, that normally retails at about $7.99, so we've dropped that down to $3.99, so you can get both books for the price of one, pretty much. We've also, if anyone likes comments, I've seen there's a few comments. Good afternoon, hello to everybody. Then what we'll do is we can send you a copy of the Wheel of Life, the proper Wheel of Life version, and how to go through it, and you can do it on your own, that's fine. Or if you want, you can send it back and we can arrange at a discounted price a coaching session. So normally we would charge £25 for a coaching consultation, but we're going to do it for a tenner. That'll be with me, and we can go through that and come up with a few plans and a few aims and a few goals. We can add a little bit more balance to your life. So from me, I'd like to say thanks ever so much. Lisa, thank you ever so much for turning up today, and thank you for everyone at home for turning up. So yeah, so follow the links below. I'll tag them on in a minute, and if you want to check out our books, if you want to do the Wheel of Life, you're very welcome to. And let's see if we've got any questions come through. Any questions from anybody? I don't see any. I see lots of hellos and stuff like that. So if you've got anything, fire away. If not, we're going to say goodbye. We're going to get our picnic ready. What are you going to have for lunch today, Lisa?
I'm not sure yet.
Not sure. And where are we going to go for our walk today?
Worley Woods.
Worley Woods.
Yeah, someone talked about it yesterday. So.
All right, well, we're going to go and find Worley Woods, and we'll see you guys all soon.
Later.
Thanks very much.
Bye.
Bye.